So, I just got finished watching the Suzume movie in theaters. Let me just say that I had a lot of hype for this movie whenever I first saw the trailer. I was looking up dates, I was trying to figure out when this shit was gonna come to the US, because that trailer, for those who saw it, was obviously really fucking enticing. Makoto Shinkai's track record is pretty damn good, as we all know, and I honestly just wasn't surprised whenever I watched the movie and saw how good it was. I really did enjoy my experience, particularly because I had a lot of interesting thoughts while watching the movie. I've seen a few interviews with Makoto Shinkai and how he sort of talks about some of his films, and I know that most of them have a sort of message behind them, something that is supposed to be represented through the characters and their interactions. And to me, I thought that Suzume was probably one of the most powerful ones I've seen. Now, I'm just fully speculating here. I have no fucking idea what this man was thinking when he made, Suzume, Maybe he just had a fascination with doors. Maybe he was just like, I want to walk through that, and that was the... Fuck, dude, that's stupid, cut that out. But really though, I don't have any idea if this was truly his intent, but it was something I sort of aligned personally with through my knowledge I have of Japan. I watch a lot of creators who sort of travel around Japan, and they film the experience, of course, and go to certain places where normal people probably wouldn't know. And obviously a good example would be like, Chris Broad, abroad in Japan, or, even people like Joey and Connor, whenever they go and do like wacky weekend and stuff like that. But like these different places they sort of went to has made me realize that Japan is a country that has a lot of dead zones to it. And what I mean by that is there's just a lot of the land that people just have abandoned or forgotten about over time. And I mean, I guess that's probably a correlation to the declining birth rate and just, people moving inward, but I don't fucking know, honestly. But the point is that I feel Suzume sort of spoke to this problem in a very, very beautiful way. Like, one of the main starting points of the movie is when the main protagonist is walking up the road and Suzume is going down on her bike, and he asks her for ruins, and the first thing she kind of thinks of is this abandoned village that, has been left behind. And all these different doors that act as gateways are placed in these sort of abandoned places. And I find it very interesting that the way to close these doors, the way to seal them, is to sort of recall the past. A lot of times throughout the movie, when they're closing these different doors, they have to think back to, these different places in the memories that were left behind with these areas. One was like an amusement park, and just as she's trying to close the door, you hear this chatter, the different thoughts and emotions of other people. One girl says some shit like, man, he brought me to a fucking amusement park on the first day, it's kind of cheesy. And just other kinds of shit, just day-to-day comments from people who once filled this land and have left. Through the art, through the emotions of the moment, it kind of strikes you as a very sad phenomenon, right? To take these places that are filled with so many happy memories and, good times, and to think that nobody will ever get to experience something like that again. Or at least not in that same place. And I just think Suzume did a really good job of speaking to that problem. This problem behind the different dead zones and the different places where, nobody will ever get to experience them unless you really go searching. And I don't know, that just really struck me as kind of an interesting theme of the movie. I really, like I said, I don't know if that was what he was going for, but to see all these different places, these abandoned amusement parks, these abandoned villages, I personally thought that was just an amazing sentiment. I really can't explain further than that. And I do apologize, I'm not I'm not the best with rant type content, but I just think that personally, Suzume did a really good job of speaking out against the problem that may indirectly or directly be associated with Japan's declining birth population. But I think with the art, the direction, and honestly, the effort put in by the voice actors, I think the voice actors did a really good job of playing their characters and portraying their emotions. I really think that Suzume did a great job at speaking out against that phenomenon and some of the after effects it can have. It's just my personal opinion. I really don't know if anybody agrees with that or if I'm reading too much into it, but I did think it would be interesting to share, and I also just wanted to get a little something out because I'm working on multiple projects at once, and I didn't want to leave you guys hanging without, at least something. That said, I do apologize one more time. I'm really not the best with rant-like content. The thing about it is, generally I'd say, like, I stick to scripting because I can better formulate my thoughts on paper than I can just talking, to a bunch of audio bars. But anyways, I really do hope that you enjoyed this rant-like content. I hope you got something out of it at the very least. I mean, I hope it presented you with a new, maybe perspective you didn't think about or one you found interesting. I want to try and maybe get into this a little more just because, I don't know, it's not as difficult to sort of craft up because obviously I'm doing a lot of on the spot here, but it's not as difficult to craft up, but also because I feel like these are skills I really need to develop if I want to take this seriously. I mean, I don't think I'm not going to be able to script everything, So I really do want to try and build up these rant skills when I can. That said, I don't know how much I'll be making these, but do let me know if you guys like it, and I can try and work something out and, maybe start doing these a little more often than not. And while keeping a good consistency with my scripting, or my more scripted content, of course. But yeah, that said, I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. That's been my take on Suzume. It was a great fucking movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You will not be disappointed. I promise. It is amazing. I haven't even talked about the fucking cat. The cat, dude. The cat is so great. But yeah, that's been my take on Suzume. Thank you guys so much for watching and sitting through this rant of me just talking into a microphone very unprofessionally. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next vid. Itterashai.